Vanakkam friends, I am Dr. Vanangamudi, and on behalf of Trinity Cultural Academy, I am going to present the subject in which the first chapter will be dealt by me. The next subject is plant pathology and the milestones in phytopathology, nothing but plant pathology. And this topic, this content is highly useful for all the competitive examinations being conducted by the ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, and state public service commissions, not only the Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission and also the other state public service commissions, which will be recruiting all the agricultural officers and horticulture officers. Coming to the subject in actual, what do you mean by plant pathology? Okay, the plant pathology or phytopathology, otherwise called as phytopathology, is the subject, the branch of agriculture or biological science which deals with plant diseases. Okay, and the phytopathology, it is a Greek, it comes from Greek term, that is the phyton, and phyton means plant and pathos means diseases, and ailments plus logos is equal to discourse, that is the knowledge. Okay, and next thing which we are going to deal is the history of plant pathology. And in ancient period, the religious literature says that a lot of information on plant diseases, and much before the mentioned by the Greek philosopher Theophrastus. In Rig Veda and Atharvana Veda, and during the 1500 to 500 BC, as well as the Arthasastra of Kautilya during the period 321 to 186 BC, Sursha Samhita during the period 200 to 500 AD, and Vishnu Puran 500 AD, and Agni Puran 500 to 700 AD, and Vishnu Dharmotar 500 to 700 AD, Raghuvamsa of Kalidasa, and Jatkas of Jain. And during this period, and the plant diseases are being, the informations are available. And in the same ancient period, Vriksha Ayurveda, that is the book written by Sir Paul during 11th century in ancient India, which is the first book exclusively devoted for disease of plants. Vriksha means plant and Ayurveda means nothing but the knowledge. And the ancient Romans created the rest god Robigus, goddess Robigo, and sacrificed red-colored animals such as dogs, foxes, and cows during the festival called Robigola to appease the god, hoping to prevent destruction of wheat. Appease means nothing but pleasing the god. And Robigola is celebrated even today on every spring, that is around April 25th. Now we can deal the brief history of mycology. In 1676, Dutch worker Anton van Leeuwenhoek discovered compound microscope and also observed the microorganism, and he is later called as father of microbiology as well as father of microscopy. In 1729, Italian botanist B.A. Micheli proposed the fungi come from spores. He published a book, Nova Plantarum Genera, in which he gave descriptions about 1900 species in Latin, out of which 900 were fungi. He is called as the father of mycology. And 1755, the French botanist Tillet published a paper on bunt or stinking smut of wheat, and he discovered that bunt is the disease of wheat, and he is called as great grandfather of phytopathology, nothing but plant pathology. In 1807, French scientist IB Prevost showed bunt of wheat is caused by the fungi. In 1821, E.M. Fries published the Systema Mycologicum for naming fungi. He is called the Linnaeus of mycology, or founder of the modern fungal taxonomy. In 1845, Irish potato famine due to Phytophthora infestans, that is caused by the Phytophthora infestans, that is late blight of potato, that is causing starvation of millions of emigration of about 1.5 million people between 1846 to 1850, which represented 25% of total population. In 1858, J.G. Cohen published the first textbook in plant pathology, that is the disease of cultivated crops, their causes and their control, and is the father of plant pathology. In 1861, Anton D. Barry from Germany elucidated the life cycle of Phytophthora infestans, which is causing late blight of potato, experimentally, and concluded that potato late blight is caused by this fungi. He is considered as the father of modern plant pathology. In 1865, Anton D. Barry, same scientist, reported the heterogeneous nature of wheat stem rust pathogen, and he described the life cycle of uridinales, that is rust, causing the rust diseases, and the histolyginales causing the smut diseases. He did research in slime molds. In 1879, the term symbiosis was coined by him, the lichens consisting of fungus and an algae, that is symbiotic process. In 1874, Robert Hartig published a book entitled The Important Disease of Forest Trees. He is called as father of forest pathology. And in 1877, M.S. Voronin discovered and named the pathogen that causes the club rot of cabbage, that is Plasmodiophora brassicaceae. And he also found that the life cycle of potato worked on sunflower, and he is Voronin. And in 1885, Perry Mary Alexis PMA, Millard accidentally discovered Borax mixture for grape wine, that is downy mildew grape wine, and he worked on the control of the downy mildew of grape vine. In 1881, H.M. Ward worked out the life cycle of coffee leaf rust. He is referred as father of tropical plant pathology. In 1905, the Butler became the mycologist at IRI, that is Imperial Agriculture Research Institute, the old name of IRI, and which was located in Pusa, and now later on it is shifted to New Delhi. And the same year he wrote monograph on Indian wheat rust. In 1918, he published a book on fungi and disease of plants. He made exhaustive study on Indian fungi, 150 species, and the disease caused by them. He is also called as the father of Indian mycology and father of modern plant pathology. He was the first director of Imperial Bureau for Mycology, that is the Commonwealth Mycological Institute, CMI, and now it is CAB International Mycological Institute in Kew, England in 1920. In 1928, the Alexander Fleming isolated the antibiotics penicillin from the fungi Penicillium notatum. He received the Nobel Prize in Medicine and Physiology for isolation of penicillin from Penicillium notatum. In 1934, Tisdall and Williams studied the organic fungicides by discovering the diethiocarbamates, and 1942 Floor developed gene for gene hypothesis in flax rust. In 1948, Munkar initiated Indian Phytopathological Society with the journal Indian Phytopathology. In 1951 to 57, Gorman was one of the first to investigate physiology of wilt caused by the Fusarium species. He put forth the involvement of toxic theory in wilt diseases. In 1963, von der Blank found out vertical and horizontal types of resistance in crop plants regarding disease incident resistance. In 1970, Garrett investigated the management of root diseases, and he is the pioneer of the field of biological control, and he is the father of biological control. That's all about mycology, history of mycology. Then we will come to the next topic, the plant bacteriology. We will see one by one the history. In 1683, Anton von Leeuwenhoek first observed the bacteria, that he is called the father of bacteriology. In 1876, Koch's postulates was described. This theory was described by Robert Koch from Germany. He established the principles of pure culture technique. He is also called the father of modern bacteriological techniques and father of microbial techniques and father of modern bacteriology. In 1876, Louis Pasteur disapproved the theory of spontaneous generation of disease and proposed germ theory in relation to the disease of man and animal, and he named the father of modern bacteriology, confounder of microbiology. In 1882, Burrill confirmed that fire blight of apple and pear was caused by the bacterium now known as Yersinia amylovara, the first bacterial disease in plants. He is founder of phytobacteriology. In 1901 to 1920, F. Smith of USA gave the final proof that bacteria could be incident of plant disease, and he is also the father of phytobacteriology. And Burrill is the founder of phytobacteriology, whereas Smith is father of phytobacteriology. In 1952, Waxman, he won the Nobel Prize. He got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of streptomycin, and he is named as the father of soil microbiology and father of antibiotics. And regarding the phytoplasma, that was identified by Doi et al. And Ishii, Japanese, both are Japanese scientists. They found that mycoplasma-like organisms, that MLO, could be responsible for the disease of yellow type. Doi observed that MLOs are constantly present in the phloem, while Ishii observed MLO temporarily disappeared when the plants are treated with tetracycline antibiotics. And regarding this pyroplasma, in 1979, Davis et al. Observed that motile helical wall-less microorganism associated with the constant diseases, which could be cultured and characterized, and they named it as pyroplasma. This is the constant pyroplasma in phloem observed by Davis et al. And the third history we are going to see is plant virology. And in 1886, Adolf Meyer described a disease of tobacco called mosaic ranhit, tobacco mosaic. Adolf Meyer demonstrated that tobacco mosaic virus is SAB transmissible. In 1892, Dimitri Ivanovsky demonstrated that the causal agent of tobacco mosaic could pass through the bacterial filter. In 1898, Bergering, a Dutch microbiologist and the virologist, proved that the virus inciting tobacco mosaic is not a microorganism. He believed it to be a contagium vivum fluidum infectious living fluid. He was the first to use the term virus, which in Latin means poison. He is the founder as well as father of virology. In 1935, Stanley proved that the virus can be crystallized. He got Nobel Prize in 1946. Viroids. 1971, Dinier and Reimer discovered the potato spindle stupor was caused by small naked ssRNA, which he called viroid. Plant nematology. In 1973, Needham, England, he is from England, first time reported that the wheat gall disease is associated with nematode, now called as anguinatitis. Northern Augustus Cobb is the father of nematology. I hope that with this I am completing my presentation. Kindly subscribe my YouTube channel if you are not subscribed so far, so that you can get the future videos. Kindly give like for this video and share this video to your friends as well as the WhatsApp groups, and kindly comment. Thank you very much for